Hello there. It's your boy, Tasty Cake. So earlier I was messaging Mike Faber, a friend of mine on Facebook who runs Earth Station 1, Earth Station Who. I believe there's Earth Station Star Trek as well, but I just get the two of them. Because he invites, send out the invite to go on when they're on live Tuesday night after Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, which I'm on every once in a while. If so, it's usually the last resort. Here comes the tragedy. And I was the only one on the chat on the YouTube until I had left the computer and about to get ready to go to bed. And I pull up on YouTube on my Amazon Fire. And Christian pops in after I left because I can't make comments on Amazon Fire. And I told Mike I went back on just to say, see everyone waving goodnight. He's, of course, he's a great guy. Very soothing voice. Very calm, soothing, understanding voice. So I read his comments. I'm believing he's very, sincere. Because that's the way he seems to be. He's a very nice man. Always has fun. And I said I was, I did my videos. I did shopping on Tuesday. Did my videos. Did 2 podcasts for Legends of the Traveling TARDIS, and then popped on the chat room for his show. He goes, "You're a busy fellow. Are you having fun?" Yeah. Doing all these things I have plans for, and let's see what I said. And originally when I did all this, is it's not about the numbers. I'm not looking to be the YouTube sensation. To be noticed would be nice, because it is what it is. There's so many things I want to talk about, and I will get to it when I just write down and focus on what I'm supposed to do. Like put Zoom on the computer so I can do the talk show. Just one-on-one. It's easier for me just to, if I feel better, so I ask questions, they ask questions, simple. There's just simple things like that. So well, that comes about sooner or later. And for the 31 days of Halloween, I may do 31 days of Christmas, read poems for Christmas time, just because it's something different, why not? I gotta do a couple more videos in a moment after I do this one. Basically 2 I plan on. I am planning to do one about the idea of the female Jack the Ripper. I was told to do a 20-minute video on it. Of course, by the time I load the thing, it'll be like an hour. No, is it 25 minutes? Yeah, it'll take probably 2 hours to upload through YouTube, and then it has to check through everything, make sure there's no copyright. So I gotta get the details on that, plan it out, and make it that one video I do all day. Start in the morning and just let it go through, because at nighttime something with the internet goes slower. So that's a plan. And said cohort who wanted me to do that video asked me a question, so I'm going to do a separate video. I said I was going to do the episode. I got to look again which one is going to be episode 3 or episode 6. I'm just doing things out of random. Because this is an official thing, those are the episode ones. And I'll get to it. I'll get to it after this video. So that's when the episode 3 or episode 6, whichever, I deleted some of them, so I'm just trying to be coordinate. Here I'm just doing random talk. But I'm saying this to Mike, and he goes, I'm too busy with work, do any videos besides poetry readings for each day of Halloween and stuff like that. He goes, totally makes sense. You put 3 A's in it. Good on you, though. And then I mentioned him. that I won't get into specifics. I don't want to cause any ruckus. But those who know, and I told him, I thought it'd be a cool idea to, since I have the camera and without physically being on location for a film shoot. That's a way of doing things, like taping electronically. Just do something, green screen, just to be following what I saw on a crossover fan video on YouTube. So I threw my head off. I mentioned it on the show before, and said, you had to physically be here and do an audition. Okay. So I tried to friend these two people. Of course, I was ignored. One of the people is a friend with mutual friend to Mike and myself, who should be knowing what I'm talking about if he's watching this. And I just went, I felt depressed because I'm trying to get back in the saddle again. I send an audition, audition. I haven't auditioned for anything in forever. I did not have to really audition for the second play I was in because it was my director. I auditioned the first time, and when he showed up on stage, I could have done anything at all. I could have done a dance, and he still would have put me in a play, which was The Crucifer of Blood, which I played in the first act, Wali Dad, a mute Afghan Indian. But of course, Hausen spoke afterwards. And then running carefully, because I was very angry at one point. They heard me stomping backstage. But trying to get backstage, clean off my face, remove that beard, turban, and wipe off the makeup to clean myself up to become the butler, Bertie Johnson. An Englishman, Bertie Johnson, in every odd. So 1 was Wali Dad, and I was 3 as Bertie Johnson. Act 5 is Bertie Johnson. 3, 5, 7. So I was imperative. I didn't have to audition, so I only technically auditioned 1 time for the first play. I auditioned in high school. So that just distraught me then, but I didn't audition for when I did A New Order because it was just a fan video for Guardians of the Galaxy. The second one, I did 1 scene because I was trying to graduate, and that film was never fixed, never sent. The one little scene that set me to go on to doing the 3rd film in the trilogy, and I never produced it. It's all on film, videotape. I did a second one. It was 98%, 90% completed. Still needed some fixing, imagery, music, a mini documentary. So that's closest to being done. Just need to be fixed a bit. And the 3rd one, which is my ultimate masterpiece, I still haven't written yet. It's all on notes, all on tape, but no story. It's all still in my head. Just following the notes. I know what to do. Still have to do 1 more scene with someone else, but I just can't find the right person. That's the sad part. Someone to replace one of the main characters who does get killed off. But ultimately, I bring them back because of the imperative character to be part of the second story. So that character is written. I do have the end scene I've filmed, so I can more of a new epilogue for for the film, for the story. For the film, there was a whole different ending for the film, but I just haven't done it. No. But all these things, and I just wanted a little boost to my ego, super ego, because I'm not happy all the time. Look what happened to Robin Williams. And so, give me a second. Sorry. I saw a video of Robin Williams on Instagram. We knew he had manic depression, and he took his life because the medication he was on just made him see things. That's one of the greatest people out there, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't go on. But back to the notes from Mike, he said, "That's crazy. They didn't want you." I said, "I know. I'm crazy." I go into details, this and that. And his comment, "Their loss." Crazy how that worked. So, Mike is the voice of reason there. Made me feel a little better about myself. I'm waiting for a reply from Mackenzie Floor, because she made a comment as she said ask her about helping with the costume that we saw the Master wore in Power of the Doctor. I mean, I have a new vest. I bought a larger one over time. I would need 13th Doctor's coat. I have 7th Doctor's vest. I have a white shirt. I would need the 10th Doctor's tie. I would need a celery stick. Let's see, what was there? I would need the pants, which I believe had that checkered look like Peter Capaldi wore when he wore the pullover. So I could do that one, but I would like to have the pants similar to that, and whatever shoes I were worn. Looks like boots. So I would love to put that outfit together for a cosplay. Just to put it and hang it, saying, "Here's my outfit all hung up together." I would wear it proud. That's cool. And maybe one day get back to writing and maybe finish that one last chapter of the short story I wrote back in March, which I was supposed to have completed. I have the story in my head. I have the ending. I wrote the thing in over 3 days, and then I kind of stopped and never went back. Everything is kind of, I don't know. Got a compliment for my videos. I'm happy about that. Holy moly. It's just little things like that. Like, give me a chance. I have so many ideas. The novel with 2 dreams in my head. I wrote down all the notes. I know exactly how it's played. I know exactly the details. It's just the exposition. I mean, even a spoiler. I had notes for one of the stories in the second timeline being set in New Orleans. I had it set. I know I went back and had another story a few years later set in New Orleans. So from one section, I go into another section. And then in the novel, I basically go into covering not essentially what happened in the second story, but what happened in the first story. Because in the novel, it's set in the third timeline. So in the third timeline, I reminisce what happened in the second timeline, because for my character, it was a memory. Not the first timeline. First timeline was completely different. But a second into third, there's memories of everything going on. So all this New Orleans ideas and such. Like, basically, just give me a chance, you know. I'm trying to be on last Tuesday, the Who News from Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Dave, and with Dave as a host, Kevo and I, the other two on the panel, and Melanie joining. It was fun. You know, the idea of we had the new 15th Doctor, which I called that on Sunday. You mentioned that in Power of the Doctor video I made. The Power of the Doctor, I called it, spoilers. And they were doing that, but what my part was, I threw in the new B&M Doctor Who figures because, you know, you guys are doing that, but this is what I got. This is what I have to contribute. So I did my contribution. And part 2, which we did the review of Power of the Doctor on the 6 o'clock show. And then I jumped in on Mike Faber's Earth Station Who Power of the Doctor review. So I was on the chat room by myself for most of the night. So that was fun. Then I had to go to sleep and deal with the rest of the day at work. What was a horrible day? Yesterday was a horrible day. Oh my lord. It's insane. Reese's Potato Chip Big Cup. Delish. So this is going under the Doctor Who one. That's mainly Doctor Who. While I ponder which video I'm going to do next. I'm only going to do 2. The other ones had to be written down, and something that came into UPS mailbox was not gotten today, so that'll be Monday. Monday or Tuesday, I'll do the Mo Tuesday. Show you something special I got in the mail. Yeah, so if I do the Mo Tuesday, I'll talk about what I got today. I'll wait till Tuesday for that one. Yeah, it's easier. Maybe you can see it. Let me bring up my camera. And how do I do other screens? No, you can't see it. Okay. Turn on the light. Let me move the microphone down a bit. Ooh. Oh, just long cable. I don't know if you can see because it's blurry. So that's the bit of a hint here. You see Chicken Man wearing the red cape. That was a red cape I had on my converted Vicor figure using the 2000X style Origins He-Man. I put the Viking head from the Revelations Viking He-Man on there. I'm going to hit Dollar Tree. They have Crayola washable paint. I can see they get some black paint that's washable for $1.25 for what I want to use. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So it's gonna work out a little bit here, a lot over there. I'm fine with it. That'd be cool. Then so I'm try to do that Monday, and microphone's still stable. Okay, then I can work that out on Monday and have something painted on by Tuesday. Unlike the slime pit He-Man, which I keep saying we're going to do. It's more like pouring green paint all over his body and then let it dry, then use a darker green for that, then pour the lighter green on top. Yeah. Okay. Jumped over to another thing, but gonna put this under Doctor Who one. So thank you for hearing me clear my head, as usual. Please like, subscribe, and share. While I jump on to not the other one. Do that for Tuesday. No Tuesday. But one which I'm going to explain in moments. Thank you.